I mean, you can't find it, so I thought what?
Hey, throw the rope on. Back. Just push up that wedge line.
I need to do that.
Yeah, let me mute mine too here. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wednesdays with WeRock. So we are back from Cedar City. Super excited. Lots to talk about. So Caleb is working on operating all of, or at least figuring out how to operate all of our video stuff. So trying to get a little bit better. Hey, Dwayne, hope you had a great weekend out in West Virginia. We will be there very, very soon. So we are just a couple weeks away from heading to West Virginia to the Good Evening Ranch. So, well, you might as well stay for another week, Dwayne. I mean, or another month. Might as well. We'll be there soon. So, all right. Thank Maxxis Tires, Laser Nut Raceline Wheels, Brannick Motorsports, Metal Cloak Suspension, Crown Automotive, Spider Tracks Off-Road, PCI Race Radios, and of course, Tire Right for their support of the 2024 WeRock season. So, just wrapped up the third event for the Western Series. So we've got a lot to talk about there. Want to thank Iron County for their support, Cedar City, Brian Head, George Liner, Jim Markham, Dave and Corey from Kansas City that came out and made the trek out to Utah to help us out over the weekend. And of course, a huge shout out to Woody Swearingen, Brian with rockcrawler.com for doing our live feed over the weekend. So always great to have Woody helping us out there. He does a phenomenal job. And if you guys did not get to check out the national anthem, I would highly recommend that. Super blessed to have Sydney Rasmussen. I mean, just an incredible voice. So we're very, very excited for her to be singing the national anthem both days for us. And I hope that she remembers us, so we can say, one day, hey, we had her at WeRock singing the national anthem. So I think she is that good that we are going to be, we're going to be seeing big things from that young lady. So thanks to Jim Markham for putting that together for us as well. So very, very cool. Yeah, you and me both, Brian. Woody says he talks too much. But a huge wealth of knowledge. If you guys are ever in Sand Hollow and, need advice or honestly, Woody, you should just open a wheeling school.
Yeah.
And you could charge people to come out and help them, take their wheeling to the next level. Hey, you heard it here, Woody. So great idea from it's the WeRock Live Off-Road School, powered by rockcrawler.com. So, wow. I mean, we'll just jump right into Cedar City, I think. First thing right off the bat was we had weather. It was definitely weather enhanced rock crawling.
Yep.
So, or weather extreme rock crawling. It wasn't extreme. It was just cold. It was cold and rainy. It started we had a little bit on Thursday, kind of came and went and then dried up. And then Friday afternoon, I think it came back in kind of off and on all day.
Most Friday. I mean, if you were here for the WeRock Wednesday, right before Cedar City, it was hot and it was really bright. And then it got cloudy the next day, and then it got real cold Friday. I remember setting up banners, and I couldn't feel my fingers because it was really cold. So, and then it rained pretty much all day Friday into Saturday morning. So that made for some really tough Saturday courses. We had some climbs, especially on the sportsman side. A lot of the one gates were a big struggle for a lot of the teams. Once it got slick, got mud tracked on there. There was a lot of action on the sportsman courses with that. Like I saw Thomas Meisner with Rock Lizard back up probably about 10 feet and just hold to the floor from there before he even hit the wall.
Yeah.
And finally shot up the climb. So there's a lot of slick rock going into Saturday.
Yeah, I was really, always, Steve's saying that the YouTube feed may have died. So, we always want the weather to be amazing, both for the competitors and the spectators. So we're bummed, but that it wasn't perfect weather. But man, most of the competitors really just enjoyed being out, competition, I guess, or struggle to get to the courses. But the great news is it's a level playing field or about as level as it can get for everybody. So, it looks like we've still got some lagging issues on our side tonight. I don't know if the internet is just really struggling here, or maybe we are just exhausted from a week in Utah. So,
it's as simple as it can get. So I can't really.
I would say.
Different driving. I don't know what's happened to the live on YouTube.
Yep, looks like it has definitely lost connection and is not working on the YouTube side. So sorry about that, guys. If you are on YouTube, you're not hearing us, I don't think. So what's Dwayne say? Do live feed on one platform, then repost the video to the rest.
Well, the software we're using, it can live stream to both of them easy. Like it's just one button and it does both of them.
Yeah, and it's the lives really don't do a lot. I think on the YouTube side.
No.
We'll have a new one next week and talk about that. Whatever's current for next week. So really the best place for the lives is the event. The event live videos is really, really good on YouTube. So during the rain, we actually sat in the trailer and we watched the Texas live feed. And as much as a struggle as that was, we definitely it turned out great to be able to watch it from YouTube. So that was really, really cool.
But
so we had we knew there was rain forecast. Everybody knew what the forecast was. We had Abe Groney was keeping us updated. Jake Eberhardt was keeping us updated. So everybody was you know, keeping their eye on the weather to see how much rain we were going to get. Honestly, I think it ended up looking like we got maybe even a half inch by Saturday. So it definitely, not a lot by, us Midwestern standards. We got, I think, 4.5 inches over the weekend while we were gone. So thank goodness we did not have that. But we knew the rain was coming, and we made the decision to try and set the pro courses up out of the bottom so that we would be at least away from, a lot of that clay. And it almost worked.
I think
I think I'd say 3 out of the 4 courses were actually pretty good.
Yeah.
A4.
And definitely by the end of Saturday, like the first course Pro Trail ran was A3, and there was a decent sized wall for a bonus 2, and it wasn't that big a deal really, but it was just still something. Even when it was dry, you just needed to carry a little momentum. And that first course, they had it was still wet, and they got tracked some mud on it, and it was a struggle. The pro trails started hitting. They hit a cone shooting that wall, and by the end of the day, it just took a light bump, and the car stuck to it and drove up it.
Yeah. So we had we had opened up a couple new obstacles over on course A4. So it's just behind where we normally have had some courses in the past.
Up on
but we opened
there.
up a new notch, and then a far on the far side we opened.
Doing something. We'll see if it comes back. I don't know where we're. It doesn't say the cameras are live. It says we're live there.
Yeah. This camera is back here. So.
All right.
Who knows? I don't know.
Back
maybe
with internet issues.
Welcome back to Internet Issues Wednesday. So it was amazing. I don't know, want to jump into maybe the Pro Mod side of things. So it was we had six competitors in Pro Mod.
The biggest field in a while, I think.
Yeah.
We had some new guys. They came out and did Pro Mod at our Trail Hero event. Was their first showing as a Pro Mod team, which was Kobe Wynn, and I'm blanking.
Let me see if I've got. I might have them right here.
Kobe Wynn and Derek's Wynn.
Yep.
Out for their second Pro Mod event. We had Josh Pat back out again, George Liner and Laura,
Victor Bunnis, Braxton Coleman, and Caitlin Bourne. So 6 solid teams in Pro Modified. Josh, unfortunately, still struggling with that engine swap. Thought they had it dialed in, and something is still not working right. So
still didn't run how they wanted it to. Ended up flopping on the first course, and the car just wouldn't run after that.
Yeah. So a tough break for Rock Tech Racing. I know they're both very, very frustrated, after all the effort they've put into that car to get ready for the season, and it's just not working the way they wanted. Same thing with Kobe. Just had a little bit of.
I think the first day was pretty good, and they definitely had some really good courses. But unfortunately, about halfway or on their second course, I think even
I think it was their.
of Sunday, some electrical gremlin came up, and the car died on course, or maybe that it was even the first course of their of Sunday where something electrical died on them and it wouldn't start.
Yeah.
And
So we know those struggles. That's always well, you do the best you can to prep and you test things out, and sometimes it's just not meant to be. So
there's still a lot of
but they were putting together some really good courses.
A lot of effort, and especially for their second run in Pro Mod, and really in something that's not like it's more of a 2-seat trail car. It's not. I don't think it's running like 50 degrees of steering out of the front or anything crazy. But they were putting together some really good courses.
Yeah, so I was. It's always great to see Vic. We competed in stock mod together many years ago, and so it's fun. I do. Wow, he put on. Well, he made it into the shootout actually.
Yeah.
I remember. I was announcing up on top on A1, and I turn around, and Victor is right behind me, and he's holding a shifter in his hand while trying to operate the steering wheel. So I believe it was the twin stick for the transfer case, for the front engagement and disengagement. The whole shifter lever broke off, but they were able to continue. Unfortunately, it was stuck in 4-wheel drive because they were not able to shift anymore. But that was a difficult course over there on that A2 anyways. But man, he got it put out, a solid effort getting him into the shootout in Pro Mod.
It was Saturday was a little bit rough on the Pro Mod, being a little slick, but still it started to be a little bit more of a game of progressions. So I think at the end of day one, the top 5 really was all tight with kind of what progressions they could get and what course they could finish. And so then the Sunday it dried up, and it was on. Like, it was a tight, and you couldn't make mistakes. I know George and Laura, they're just moved into Cedar City, and so they were actually out practicing and was really hoping for a good weekend. And there was just a few mistakes that happened on Sunday, and that dropped them all the way from, like, I think 10 points away from first Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
And then that dropped them down to 4th place, I think, at the end of Sunday. So it was a tight competition for Pro Mods on Sunday. And yeah, we can talk about those top 3 going into the shootout.
Yeah. So Victor coming in and putting on an amazing show in the shootout. Dropped down the bonus gate over there. Actually, he was the only one that cleared gate number 1 on the standard side of it.
Yep.
So he got through there clean, and then dropped that far left-hand bonus on the from the spectator side, and stuffed the front end in, kind of stood up into the bushes that were right there, and ended up back on all 4. So it was a pretty crazy ride there for Vic in the Pro Mod shootout. So that was it was entertaining. I will tell you that.
Yep. What did they end up? How far were they behind second place there?
Where did we end up?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Because I know it was still pretty tight going into the shootout.
So they were 159.
So
to Braxton's 141 and Caitlin's 137. So Braxton put on a pretty solid run in the shootout. Just kind of dropped a bonus. Didn't quite stick the landing, unfortunately.
Yep.
So
and really, something we hadn't seen in a while was Braxton not in first going into the shootout.
Right.
Kevin and Caitlin Bourne had an amazing weekend. They did some changes to the car before coming out, shortened the wheelbase to I think about 108 inches, and put some 42-inch Maxxis Trepadors on it.
Not saying the Maxxis was the key, but I am saying that they did win with some brand new trips on there. So, so proud of those guys. Again, if you guys saw the shootout in Farmington at Grand Nationals, I mean, they put on a heck of a show, and Caitlin backed that up this weekend at Cedar as well, with putting on an incredible show in the shootout. So, you know, we got to keep pushing those guys to get into the shootout, because man, they are putting on a show, and to take home finally their first victory with you know, that new car, the new buggy that they built after the Cherokee rollover there. You know, finally got their first win in that buggy is really, really great for those guys, and I'm very, very happy for the whole team there.
Yep.
So, yeah, Dwayne's commenting on Brett Dickey. Man, if you get the opportunity to watch that young man drive, very, very impressive. He is very smooth and calm, and the car always just kind of keeps moving forward. It is, it's impressive. I would put his driving style up there, probably similar to like a Caliph. It's just fluid, and he keeps moving. You know, and it's impressive.
And I saw, watching them throughout the weekend, some smart decisions from that team. You know, they're not. They have that also kind of Caliph mindset where they want to go do the cool obstacle and go for that 5 bonuses. And they skipped some, and even backing down off of one, which I think was a smart decision. So I think a lot of talent in that team.
Yeah, they definitely, like, the skill for wheeling is 100%. Like they've got that part down, and now I hate to say they're just now figuring out the game of the cones, which is scary because. Yeah, they are doing amazing in that Pro Trail class. Where did they ended up with a -150 to Tyler Harper's -95, and Logan Backus in third at -56. So, I mean, that's anytime you can beat Tyler, like, you're doing something good. And
Tyler's been around competing for quite a while, a lot of seat time on the courses, and a lot more experience on how to play that game, and they're just showing up, and I mean, just taking first every event so far.
Yeah, and I don't want to take anything away from Brett, but that is a smaller car that he's driving. I think it's a smaller setup, a lot better for cone dodging, where Tyler's is still more of a trail rig that fits well into that Pro Trail class. So, but I mean, so Pro Trail is not required to run the 5-gate. So looking at the unlimited score versus the Pro Trail, it doesn't, it's not a good comparison to look at, just because they are required to do a whole nother gate. So, but even with that, with his -150, moving that over to the unlimited scores, that would have put him just off the podium in unlimited. So it's kind of makes no sense to compare the two, because the courses are so different.
Yeah,
but
and you get different points.
Yeah. With the 5-gate being a bonus for Pro Trail. So not a good comparison at all, but it is fun to kind of, transpose that over to unlimited and just kind of speculate that, boy, I think he would be doing really well even in unlimited as well. So, but we want him to stay in that Pro Trail class and really get that built up. There's a ton of those Sand Hollow Texas 2-seat rear steer cars out there, so we just got to get them over into the Pro Trail class and get them hooked on how much fun it is dodging cones.
Well, and I think we can go ahead and move over into the unlimited class. We came in Saturday with 7 competitors. Jesse Haynes, we didn't know exactly what he was coming down to do. He ended up in Jason Child's 3-link Jesse Haynes car. So throwing it back to the
one of the OG Gen 1
yep,
Jesse Haynes cars. So
along with which is one of 2 that competed. Michael Brassanini also in a 3-link car. Everything else was either a Gen 2, or I guess Skip Scott's was a Gen 1, but they did cut it and convert it
yeah,
to that
that's a converted
4-link.
Gen 1. Yeah.
But we had the E-Rocker Wayne Mortensen, Skip Scott Chiquita Racing, Jesse Haynes, Brassanini, Dave Wong.
Got Cody Wagner back out of retirement with his brand new car. Absolutely beautiful. It is an amazing car.
And you'll have to check out the Laser Nut Racing page to see they posted their first video with comms from Saturday.
Yeah,
and
it was pretty good. It was nice and calm for the most part, and no drama. Did extremely well.
Pretty standard Randall and Cody communication there.
Randall did play a little bit of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Cody hit a rock with the car that was, I don't know how big, tons and tons of boulder. It was the size of a full-size car that was coming down the hill as Randall's running down towards the exit gate. So little tense for us. I don't know. Randall said he saw the rock or knew the rock was moving, but oh my gosh,
he was focused on running out of there.
Yeah, they had 30 seconds left, so they were making tracks out, but. Loved having those guys out on course and back with us. So we look forward to kind of see, where the Laser Nut team, kind of goes from here. And we're excited for the future of that. Want a huge shout out to Laser Nut and Cody for the trophies and the keepsakes that they did for all of the judges too. So
yeah,
very cool.
By Sunday, we had recruited a couple more judges. We had 15 judges. We were one short from having
a full judging field.
Having 2 judges on every course.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. Sunday went much quicker. We got 2 judges put on each pro course. And I guess we can go into the car count that we had there, and then
I know that we're getting close to the end of our 30 minutes that we try and stick to, but in that unlimited field, really proud of Club 42 Racing. Jesse had, we didn't mention it, but Jesse, being in that rental car, had some ECM issues in there. It wasn't running the way that Jesse would like it to.
That isn't yours is also a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, it's not built, when you build your car yourself, it's built around you. So you go to something that's not built around you, it's a little bit harder to get used to it. And then also having I think it ended up being, it was melting the fuel pressure regulator. There was something where the tunes that he was putting in them, he heard some issues where it was causing that plug to melt. He never had any issue, and then
that popped up. Yeah,
and they were looking at that plug, and it sure enough it looked like it had melted a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I know that Jesse was definitely going to put down a great shootout run, but unfortunately the car just wouldn't run right. So that's a bummer. But it was close enough that it did force Dave to have to run the shootout, and he did have to run the first half of it clean, which they did not do. And so they had to make, I believe, at least one bonus. to
definitely tie that or make sure they got that first place.
Yeah, and what's obviously I'm biased because we've put together the shootout that we like, but he had to run the shootout, and if he DNF'd in the first half of the shootout, that would have dropped him out of first place.
Yep.
And gave the win to Jesse.
Yeah, so that really cone, that's going to push you even farther down and to where you have to do more bonuses.
Yeah.
So it's really it's all about strategy. It's like who can really put together the best plan in that in the shootout. What cone are you going to take on the standard gates? What bonuses are you going to try to attempt? So it makes a really, an added chess game on top of the whole weekend.
But I thought they were trying to get through gate 1 clean, and that I thought that was a mistake. I think that they should have just ran that cone over anyways. But they did a great job just playing everything really safe in that first half of the shootout. Until they got their points in there, and just the way they approached the shootout course, I thought was just really, really smart. Making sure there was a pretty gnarly side hill in there, and they did not, they didn't do it. They pulled up, they took the 1 point reverse, and then attempted the next gate. And, just some really, really good strategy by Dave and Nate there, and just really impressive to watch, on the technical side of things, to see the game plan that they came up with. I thought was
Says we're live again.
Yeah, the cameras are still on, but rather.
Well, the Mevo stuff says we're live.
Okay.
It says it was attempting.
Yeah. So sorry about the connectivity issues. I don't know what's going on with that, but
We had to put the Starlink back in the yard.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. Thought we had all that dialed in. We were feeling really good about it. We had 54 competitors, 54 teams in Cedar City, and that's definitely one of the biggest fields that we've had, I think, since we've taken over. So that was a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody that reached out, to all of your friends and everyone to come help judge. Made the weekend go so much better, and we ended up with a great show. Just for comparison, so we ended up with 37 competitors in Arizona and 46 in Texas. So after 3 events, we 137 competitors through 3 events. So rock crawling is very, very strong, and thank you guys for supporting us, and we really appreciate it. So we will work on our internet issues.
Yeah.
And
I also got some more things that I'm brainstorming for the live. So
yeah, definitely. So super excited. I don't know, we're always trying to push and come up with better ways to promote things. We will spend just a little bit more time next week on Canvas, West Virginia. If you guys have any way of helping with judges or helping promote the event, we would love to hear all about that. So yes, George, the judges tip jar, Logan Backus came up with that, and Colby handled all that. So I never actually did hear what the total was, but we divided that by the 15 judges, and distributed that out as well as the swag from Wheeling the West. And so thank you, Rob, as well for helping with that.
That judges WeRock Judge 2024 plaque from Cody with LaserNut.
Yep.
So they got, and then we'll get everyone that signed up. We'll also enter for the Raceline Wheels giveaway at the end of the season. So a lot of cool stuff for judges. And I think that worked out great. With the 15 judges we had there, hopefully we can continue that through the rest of our events.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for your support. It was an amazing week in Cedar. A beautiful town, a great comp site, and we're definitely looking forward to West Virginia coming up. So I know we've got some West Coast teams that are making the trip out to secure their chances at bringing home that national Brannick Motorsports title. So that's going to be really exciting. So look forward. Hey, Eddie's on here. What's up, buddy? Yeah, so we're looking forward to just a cool park, really, to wheel.
Yep, they just did the she crawls event.
Yep. Leah Hockman's she crawls. So it looks like a lot of people came out, had fun. We saw the Charlie Melchners.
Yep, the Melchners were out playing on the big wall that
Caleb was on.
Redden broke in.
Yep.
That was a little drier, so I think it was a little easier than when Caleb did that climb.
Yeah,
a lot of good stuff at that park. A lot of cool wheeling from what it looks like. So we're excited to be back there setting the horses.
Yeah. Hey, Ernie Amijo. Is that right? Amijo?
Armijo?
Armijo? Amigo. I'll get it one day.
Or you'll just go back to being emoji.
Emoji. My bad. Yeah, man, it was a great weekend, and it turned out incredible. So, it was a hard fought battle for all the teams that came out and persevered through the weekend. It was a lot. So, yeah, it was, man. And everybody, congratulations to everybody that came out and put in the effort and pushed this weekend. It was a great show, and
we had 18 Sportsman B.
Yes.
So there was a big group of Sportsman B, a lot of tight competition. So it was.
Yeah. So any of the the teams that you guys see on the podium there, like, that was hard fought and well deserved. So congratulations to everybody that came out and put in the effort to take on those courses, and with the weather enhancement. So yeah, very, very cool. All right, well, we will wrap this week, and join us next Wednesday, and we will have some more information. We'll probably talk still a little bit more about Cedar.
Yep.
We've got some interesting things. There's only one event left in the Western Series, which is Washington. So we'll kind of have to look at the points there and see who has things tied up and who has
who might have a chance
left. Yep. Headed into Washington. So that is going to be a fun one to kind of dive into a little bit. And we're really just getting started here with the Eastern Series, with round 2 coming up in just a month at West Virginia. So make sure you guys get those tickets, sign up for your camp spots. I know that the cabins and everything go very, very quickly there. So if you guys are interested in those, go to goodeveningranch.com and get those cabins booked up so that you can get a place where you would like to be. So, all right, until next week, guys, we will see you then. Thanks for joining us.